Hi, Ben from Max Mobility here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a SmartDrive to attach it to a folding frame wheelchair. First, you'll want to verify that you have the correct folder adapter attachment for the wheelchair you are attaching the SmartDrive. This is important because you want to be sure to orient the drive unit at the right angle for ideal traction during use. Each attachment is labeled on its bottom side with either a 24, 25, or 26 to correspond to the rear wheel diameter of the wheelchair. For 22-inch wheels, use the 24. On the back of these attachments, you will notice many dimples that the folder adapter end tubes engage, while also helping for quick setup. There are 3 adapter end tube sizes used for the many different folding frame chair widths. A majority of the time, the regular bar will be used, which is labeled so that you can decipher it from the narrow and the wide ones. Refer to the chart and the folder adapter bar mounting instructions for the end tubes that are typically used for the range of wheelchair widths. So now that you have the correct parts, hold the T extrusions away from you and slide the provided end tubes on each end so that the white stripes are facing towards you. Next, position each of the ends of the adapter bar assembly over each of the quick release axle tips of the wheelchair. Making sure the adapter attachment is centered, count the number of dimples showing on each side. For this wheelchair, there are no dimples showing. Removing the assembly from the chair, move the end tube so that 5 more dimples are showing on each side of the attachment than when you had it on the axle tips. Then, make sure to position the set screw in a dimple and tighten the set screw down. The same will need to be done to the other side. Now, you'll want to double check to make sure it is set up correctly. To do this, place one end cap over the tip of one of the axles. Grabbing the tab on the other end cap, compress the springs inside the bar and place it over the opposite axle tip. If set up correctly, the inside edges of the end caps will be positioned over the white strips of the tubes. If they aren't, adjust the number of dimples visible as needed to achieve the proper spring preload setting. Otherwise, you will run the risk of having your SmartDrive come off during use. With it set up correctly, make sure the 2 dimple set screws are tight. Then, for extra security, be sure to tighten the other 2 set screws in each of the end tubes as shown. Now, the folder adapter bar is ready for attachment to the drive unit, as you'll want the drive unit pre-attached to the bar prior to putting it on the wheelchair. For drive unit attachment, you'll need to first remove the thumb screw and rubber insert. Next, you'll want to take the rubber insert and slide it into the gap at the top of the drive unit. Now, lower the drive unit over the adapter T extrusions and then rotate the bar down until it can't rotate anymore. With the holes aligned, you should be able to easily take the set screw and fasten the rubber insert into place. Be sure to tighten this as much as you can, as you want to be sure to sufficiently secure the drive unit to the adapter bar. With everything completely set up, the spring-loaded end caps can be compressed to allow for attachment clearance, and then released to be put over the axle tips. Whenever you're handling a drive unit, you'll want to be sure your wristband is turned off. For easiest attachment, it helps to position one end cap over the axle tip, then use the tabs on the other to compress and position it in place. The tension force of the springs constantly push out to prevent the adapter bar from coming off the wheelchair until you are ready to take it off. Anytime adjustments are made to the wheelchair, be sure to adjust the adapter bar length if needed. Sometimes the axle tips are recessed or inaccessible, which is why we provide end cap inserts to engage other parts of the wheelchair, like bolt heads, nuts, and camber plugs. There are multiple inserts that can be used for different wheelchair models, so be sure to refer to the provided instructions for help. To attach the inserts, just use the provided hex wrench and screws to fasten the inserts to the end caps. Now, the folder adapter bar attaches to the wheelchair in the same way. You'll want to be sure the bolt head or nut that you are engaging is as close to rear wheel axle height as possible, and also that there is a correct end cap preload for ideal performance.